Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Where the 99 Leads. I'm Andrew Joyce, your host, and Where the 99 Leads, we talk about all things regarding the University of Pikeville. Academics, athletics, we will discuss changes in the physical footprint of the University of Pikeville, of course, Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, new construction projects, and all things regarding the university. Today, one of my favorite topics, that's athletics at the University of Pikeville, as we'll be joined first by the head baseball coach at the University of Pikeville. Chad Gassman joins us now. And Coach Gassman, first off, welcome to Where the 99 Leads.
Thanks, Andrew. Good to be here.
Not your first time here. You and I have met. I know the background, but there possibly is someone tuned in that doesn't know Coach Chad Gassman. Let's get a little background, where you come from, your baseball history, and your arrival at the university.
Well, this is my second stop in Kentucky. I played baseball at Morehead State University. Sure. So, and then from there, it's been several different moves, but been here 4 years now. Hard to believe, but it's been fun building this program, and I know each year we have great conversations on this show and talk about where we're taking the program. So it's good to be here.
Of course, college baseball, small college baseball, of course, it's building depth because you play so many games in such a short schedule. It's very tough. You have to build that depth. While some sports can get by with 5, 6, 7 guys a year, you've got to build that many just in the relief corps of a pitching staff to develop the kind of depth that can sustain a short season, as college baseball is. We'll talk more about that. But already with cold weather, because of a short season, you're on the field when it's bitterly cold. Many people have not thought about baseball other than checking the local newspaper to see when do pitchers and catchers report, when does the full squad report to spring training. And you've had to prepare a team to be on the field already. You guys have 5 games under your belt. Talk about that.
Well, it's always funny when you're just talking to a person, in town, and you go, "Coach, when does the season start?" I go, "We've already played 5 games," and you look at their face, they're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
And so, and that short season's becoming even shorter right now because we're losing some games because of weather. So we're going to be cramming a lot of games in March and April.
Absolutely. And of course, with the bitter cold, you've already been out on the field. I know near the 1st of February, traveled to North Carolina, a successful road trip.
Yeah. Well, we've played St. Andrews 3 years now, and this is our 3rd year going down there. We usually win 1, they win 2. This year we won 2, and they got us 1 game, and it was one of those lopsided scores. But no, I felt good about that trip because that's always a good team to start out the season with, and felt good about that series win.
You travel to Myrtle Beach, and you try to beat the weather because we're still in somewhat of a northern climate during the month of February. You try to get to the beach, Myrtle Beach, in February. You take your chances, but you try to get some games in there. How did that trip go?
Well, it's 55 on that Saturday. Great day of baseball. And then just like that on Sunday, it was a wind chill of like 9 degrees. And
right.
Andrew, I like to play, you like to play, but I just don't know if you should play when a wind chill's 9 degrees.
Yeah.
So
it's tough. It's tough on arms. It's tough on hitters. Anything off the fist, you feel it for innings on days like that. It's really not comfortable. Players, you're not able to get a true test of what type of team you have because so many guys are focused on the weather.
Exactly. And that's the thing right now. We haven't played in 8 or 9 days, so as a baseball player yourself, a rhythm, and you have to have rhythm and reps, and we're just not getting that right now. But hopefully the weather will break and we'll get going.
What are the indoor facilities like at the University of Pikeville for a baseball player?
Well, you got the hoops, and we did, and that's a great facility. But we and Coach Towers, Coach Pitt, and myself really try to come up with new drills and really think of ways to just be as productive as possibility. But baseball's an outdoor sport.
It is.
So to simulate an indoor sport, outdoor sport and indoor, it's tough. And then a couple of years ago we talked about a hitting facility, and we're that's going to happen this year. So things are getting better each year as far as facilities, and it's fun to watch the growth of this program and what's going on here at the university.
Absolutely. Kind of stuck in the middle. Southern states, guys can get out and hit even during the winter months. Here, not so much. Indoor facilities, a great addition, a complement, but it is an outdoor game. Right. Hitting is different outdoors than hitting in a cage, even with a live arm. Yeah. Drills with artificial turf in an indoor facility, they're better than nothing.
Right.
But
it's not the same.
It's not the same, and the ball is different coming off the bat in an open field. A fly ball, outfielders especially, it takes some time to get acclimated to that, and it's a tough situation to be. But you guys have to compete against teams that have better situations as far as the weather goes, climate. College baseball, they don't go together unless you're from one of those extreme southern sports. But we do know that you guys do a lot of off-season conditioning, a lot of things get done that you can get done that aren't necessarily outdoors, but still get players prepared. Talk about off-season.
Well, we really try to take advantage of our fall season. And I know, then you take a month break at Christmas, but still, we really try to get as much outdoor stuff as we can fall. And then we really try to condition in that, December, January, February month, because that might be the best chance we get just to condition. So we just, basically, I tell our guys, we just try to take what the weather gives us, what the season gives us, and just do the best we can with what we have to work with.
Absolutely. Someone's tuned in. They're not familiar with college baseball, small college baseball, Major League Baseball. They have no idea what goes on during the off season. They see what happens from April through October.
Yeah.
And they have no idea what baseball players do to condition during the off season. Talk about what the typical off season program is like after the fall season, during the months, November, December, January, February, before the season, for a small college baseball player.
Yeah, that's a good question. There's just been so much studies and stuff now in arm care and just overall conditioning as a baseball player. I think even back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, I would read about some of what these major leaguers would do in off season. It's not what they're doing now.
No, it's not.
These guys have full-time trainers and stuff. And at one time, I think baseball was like, oh, you really don't have to be an athlete. You just have to be a baseball player. But I think we're kind of getting away from that stereotype because our guys they condition a lot. Not as much as the softball team. You'll be talking to Coach Sheridan.
Hard-working bunch, I hear.
They're unbelievable. Yeah. I tell you what, she needs to take our guys for about a week. She get them in shape.
Right, so. Absolutely. I hear they have a drill sergeant for a head coach over on the softball side.
She's doing a good job. She's doing a good job. So,
returning players from last year, let's talk about that just a little bit. Talk about some of your keys.
Well, we've got Nicky Gonzalez back, our first baseman from California. Cody Shagnon, all-conference catcher. He's back. So we're real excited to have their seniors this year. James Brooks, he'll be back. He's a sophomore this year. Will be one of our top arms. He's already, I believe he's 1-1, but should be 2-0. It was one of those lost 2-0 type games.
Sure.
But he's doing really good for us. So,
you've got experienced guys, upperclassmen,
yes,
seniors. How important is that with the addition of new players to the program?
Well, what's really nice, Andrew, is now in the fourth year of the program, those guys now know what I want.
Sure.
So I don't have to, for lack of a better word, I don't need to talk as much and say as much now. They kind of take care of some things for me. And that's really nice as a coach when you got guys that are buying into what you're trying to do and they can tell the freshmen, hey, this is how we do it here.
Absolutely. Constantly recruiting. I know you spend time in the summer as a summer league coach. You see a lot of quality players come through that league, but you see players from high school all across the country. You're looking for the guys that will fit in with the University of Pikeville program, and recruiting never ends.
Right.
Any college coach will tell you that regardless of the sport. Talk about recruiting this year, some new faces that we will see that will be big additions.
Well, we feel like recruiting is this, it never stops. But Coach Pitt, who's been with me for 4 years, is our recruiting coordinator, and he's done an unbelievable job, brought in Jacob D. Thomas, shortstop from Ohlone Community College out in California, great player. Joshua Bailey from San Joaquin Delta. Got some Eric Tucker from Chicago, Illinois, top 25 prospect out of Illinois.
Wow.
Just really excited about some of the guys we did. And then for next year, we've already gotten really good news about signed a player out of Louisville, Butler, Aaron Hedgecock. If he's listening or watching this, I want to make sure. Jay Vincent out of Western Kentucky, all first team, second team, all state guys. So we're constantly recruiting. We're constantly getting players that understand what we're trying to do here, and we're really excited about the future.
Absolutely. We've been excited about the future since your arrival here at the University of Pikeville, and understand that it does take time to build a program rather than just a one-year flash in the pan team that may have a great season. It takes a while to build that program. We also understand that the baseball program at the University of Pikeville takes the term student athlete seriously. And of course, student comes first. We understand that. They're here to get a college education first. Baseball comes second, very close second. And I'll say that as a baseball guy. I've been there, I've walked those shoes. But they are students first. How important are grades and balancing studies and baseball?
Yeah, well, and I'm not just saying this because I'm sitting here talking to you about it. I feel like I've let our players down if they don't graduate from here and get a degree, because that is why they're here.
Sure.
And that's not just lip service. And I think we've seen proof that, our team GPA is right around a 2.9, 3.0, so it's gone up quite a bit. We have mandatory study halls. They know. Unfortunately I've kept guys home on the weekend because they weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing in the classroom.
Right.
Good players.
Sure.
So they know that I mean business. They know our coaching staff means business about doing well in the classroom.
No matter what happens on the field, this season will be a special one. Tell us why.
Yeah, well, and we had a tough loss in December. Tyler Williams from Belfry High School was going to be a junior. Was one of our midweek starters the last 2 years. He passed away in an accident, and we lost a dear family member, a dear brother, and it's not a day goes by that I don't think about him. And if his parents are watching, our heart goes out to the family, and it's been tough, but I've noticed that our guys have really rallied around the family and Tyler, and it's been really good to watch. So.
While those type of incidents are tragedies, many of us in the sports world have experienced those with a team, with what have you. Many times that brings a team together like nothing else that could happen, like nothing a coach can do to try to bond a team and build chemistry. But sometimes that tragedy brings that closeness to a team. It sounds like you've seen that from your players.
That's exactly what's happened, and we got an awesome bunch of kids, and just to see how they've rallied around each other has been really special to watch.
Fighting the weather now, the real deal, the season underway, every opportunity to play when the temperature is 50, and we get excited about 50 as college baseball players. That's a good day.
Yeah.
Many people are saying, I want 72 and sunny, but 50 is a pretty good day to play when you're fighting the weather. You'll be there soon, of course, working toward tournament time and the oh-so tough Mid-South Conference. A lot of depth in the conference, great competition. What are some of your expectations for this year's team?
Well, we're finally at the point where we really talk about being a legit contender in the Mid-South Conference. And I feel like when we took this job, it was just a process when we talked about certain things to get there. And now I feel like we need to be a legitimate contender in the Mid-South. And again, all this stuff that we're going through right now, the weather and the on and off, it prepares us for that mental toughness that you have to have in this conference, because it's a one-run, two-run, it's a fight. If you haven't seen a Mid-South baseball game, I'd encourage you to come out, because they're a lot of fun, a lot of talent out there, and it's good ball games.
Absolutely. Check out the schedule online, upikebears.com. Check out the baseball schedule there, find your spot, and be at Johnny Lemaster Field on the lower campus of the University of Pikeville this spring. It's a quality product, and you will appreciate what this team does. Coach Chad Gassman, head coach of the Upike Bears baseball team. Coach, best of luck this season, and let's get that conference championship.
Thanks, Andrew.
Coach Chad Gassman, head coach of the Upike baseball team. And we'll stay on the Diamonds. We'll go to the ladies' style. The Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Head coach Christine Sheridan coming up next. We'll talk Upike softball when Where the 99 Leads returns. Welcome back in to another edition of Where the 99 Leads. We talk spring sports on this edition of Where the 99 Leads. Earlier joined by Coach Chad Gassman of the Upike baseball team. Now we'll talk Upike softball. Christine Sheridan, head softball coach at the Upike, joins us now. And Coach Sheridan, you have an impressive background as a player. And while I have some information about that, first time on the show, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your playing background, your coaching background, and then your arrival here.
Right. Well, I started out in college at East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina. Played there for 2 years and then transferred to Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Finished my career there. After college, I got into lessons, did that for a year in the Atlanta area, and then got hooked up with Georgia State University as an assistant. I was there for 3 seasons and then moved on to the University of Evansville in Indiana. Was there for 3 seasons, and now I'm at my first head coaching job here at Upike, and I'm very excited.
It's not a bad place to have your first head gig.
Not at all. I'm really excited. I like it here a lot.
Of course, a little bit modest, an all-conference performer in college as a freshman, sophomore. You go on to Georgia Tech, home of the best hot dogs in the world at the varsity,
right?
And I know you're familiar of those by the grin. Of course, me being the hot dog guy knows about the varsity hot dogs, but also a player that landed in the NCAA tournament while at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Quite a resume as a player. How does that carry on to coaching?
It gives me an idea of, I've been there. I can tell them this is what you're going to have to go through. I know what you're going through. I've been in your shoes. And that also allows them to trust me more. They know that I'm not going to lead them into something that I haven't done before as a player or a coach that isn't successful or hasn't been successful in the past. So I think it just gives that little level of trust, and it allows me to have more confidence as a coach.
Absolutely. We talked with Coach Gassman. You face many of the same problems he does as far as scheduling goes, a short season. Mm-hmm. You try to begin play in February, March, April, until tournament time begins in April and May, and you fight the weather. It has not been kind in the month of February. Your team has yet to hit the field. How do you keep your team game ready as much as you can without being able to get outside?
Right. We just keep focus on it will come. Don't let it get frustrating. I know you can tell that pent up frustration of we just see each other. We'd like to see somebody else and beat them up once in a while. So we have been fortunate enough. We've had a couple sunny days where we've gotten out and got some live scrimmage in. And what we do when we're inside is I'll still have the pitchers throw and the hitters stand in. So at least they're seeing live looks even if they're not hitting the ball. So we just try to make it as game-like reps as possible and, keep them in that mode of it will come, keep focusing on what you're doing now, and it'll carry over once we do get out there on the field.
Of course, your pitchers, one of the most important parts of the game in college softball is pitching. How important and how well does it replicate being able to throw indoors and keep the arm motion, keep the arm strong, build that stamina, and face a hitter who's at least standing in? How does that help prepare them for being on the field? Well,
repetitions are always good, and the fortunate thing we have is the indoor facility whereas baseball struggles because it's not large enough for them to get, full distance for base paths and pitching, distance, but we can. And we can replicate. We've done multiple times where we have a pitcher throw to a catcher and we work steals and have the runner stealing. So with the smaller field, we can get a lot more done. And, the pitchers going through it has been satisfactory to this point. They just focus on hitting spots, working on their spin, catchers working on framing. So like I said, we're just trying to keep it as game-like as possible so that we're ready, tuned up, ready to go.
Let's talk about the team. Talk about returning players that are key for you and newcomers that are additions to the program.
Right. Well, last year they had an all-conference shortstop. She did not return, so that's just another opportunity for a new player to step up. One of our leading players, she played third base last year, Holly Hinkle, has stepped into that shortstop role and done a great job. We also have a newcomer, Bree Pineda from California, a JUCO transfer, and she's playing third base and got big sticks, hits power from both sides of the plate. I'm excited about her. And then we have 3 returning pitchers, and that's always good to have experience in the circle. So we have a great senior class. I'm really excited about my seniors. They've done a great job of buying in, leading the team to where they want to make this the best season for them in their 4 years here, and they've done exactly that. Kayla Brown has stepped up as a leader, a captain, so to speak, on our team, and I'm just happy to see that buy-in that you don't always see with a first-year coach. So I'm excited about this season, but also moving forward, I'm really excited.
3 pitchers ready to take the circle for your team this year. Is that enough?
It's never enough. You can never have too many arms.
I knew the answer.
It will satisfy, we'll have to get by with what we have, and they know they're going to have to pitch by committee. I'm not one that says we have to have an ace and then the other 2 are just on standby.
Sure.
They know that, I want you to go out there and throw your best, and when I feel the need to make a change, then I'll do that. And it's not necessarily because you've done anything wrong. It might be because of a matchup thing, or I'm trying to save you for the second game. So I think they have a good understanding of just go out there and do the best you can and let the chips fall where they may. And, in the future, I already have a few pitchers coming in, so I'm excited to add to the depth at our pitching position.
Absolutely. As a player, you're a shortstop, and many consider the shortstop one of the most important positions on the field. Some say pitchers in college softball, but also in your last assistant coaching job at Evansville, you worked as a hitting instructor. You've had a chance to see this team at the plate. How would you grade your team at the plate heading into what you hope to be a very soon regular season?
Well, if anything, I would grade them on improvement, and they're at an A, absolutely. If you could have seen them at the beginning of the fall to where they are now, they're head and shoulders above where they were, and that's just attributed to how much work they've put in. They've listened, they've learned. I've always been a hitting instructor, and that's one of my main focuses, because the offense scores runs. So I think they're prepared. They're more confident in their abilities, and they know that when something goes wrong, they have somebody to go to help them fix it. So I think that's where they can have a little bit more freedom to be aggressive up there and not think about am I going to hit it, am I not? They're just focused on having fun and trying to hit the ball hard.
There are different ways to categorize managers or head coaches for their offensive style. Aggressive, conservative, going to wait for the long ball. We're going to wait for our big stick to hit a 3-run jack. How would you describe your style offensively?
We're reckless. We like to hit the ball hard, run fast. We're going to steal a lot of bases, or at least put the ball in play, put runners in motion, and make the defense work. I like to keep the defense on their toes. If they don't know when we're going to steal, when we're going to bunt, hit and run, you're going to see all that kind of stuff. As far as defense, we're conservative. Make the routine plays, don't get too fancy, take what they give us. But offensively, we have some power in the lineup in the middle. We'll be good, but we have a lot of speed, and that's what I'm excited to use the most is put the ball in play, make the defense work, and then once we get on base, we're running. We're going to be running.
Speed kills.
Absolutely.
Reckless offense. It sounds like an exciting spring at the Paul Butcher Field at the University of Pikeville. Teams are built both on and off the field, in off-season drills, but off the field as well. Tell us how you've brought this team together as far as bonding and chemistry goes off the field socially, and how are they coming together with you and your coaching staff?
Right. Well, like I said before, I think they've done a good job of buying in and ready to move forward with the program and make it the best season yet. We have done a handful of team bonding sessions where we have them work together as a unit and have to communicate trust falls, things like that. We also do weekly, or as much as more like monthly meetings where we do mental training sessions. I've had them read a book called Mind Gym. It talks about the mental side of the game, trying to prepare them for those circumstances we all go through as a player where you doubt yourself or you're afraid to let go and give your best every time. So we try to acknowledge those situations that they're going to happen, but this is how you handle it.
Sure.
And I think they've taken to it well, and they're excited at least just to learn more and have an opportunity to improve, where I just hope we can get out there so we can see how it all works when I get on the field.
Yogi Berra question. How much is the game of college softball mental?
I believe that was in that book too. I believe he said it was 60% mental and 90% physical, or opposite. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. You got me on that one.
Yeah, but there is a huge part of the game that is mental.
Absolutely.
So many players at different levels have the same physical skills.
Absolutely.
And that is part of the toughness that comes along with building a successful player, is things like mind gym and being able to be strong-minded and get through those situations, because anyone that's ever stepped in a batter's box, baseball or softball, they've fought those same battles of being unsure, being uncomfortable, doubting themselves, especially with a stud pitcher that's in the circle or on the mound. You get this game, and you've played it at high levels. You've coached at other levels as well. And I think the University of Pikeville softball program in great hands with Christine Sheridan, our guest today. Coach, we look forward to the season. Reckless style, you've got me there. I'll see this team play.
Awesome.
I love it, because I agree. That's my style. Offensively, I think you've got to make the defense make plays, and when you can do that, that's certainly important. You've also reached out to former UPike players and shared ways for them to become involved this season. Talk about that. What is the Home Run and K Clubs?
The Home Run K Club is an opportunity for not only previous players, but people in the community, parents of the players, to support the team throughout the year. What it is they register, we give them a Home Run K Club t-shirt, and their fee will help, pay for equipment that we've purchased for the team or travel expenses, things like that. But they also will donate an amount of money that they choose for every strikeout and every home run we hit. And it's a way for them to keep up, follow up with our stats over the year, and give us a little bit of incentive to go out there and not just be willing to make plays and get by, but let's excel in the mound and hit the ball hard, get it out of the park a couple times. So we set goals for our season, and they can also donate an extra amount of money if we surpass our goals. So it's just an opportunity for them to be a part of the team, even if they can't make it out to the games, and see that firsthand.
Of course, being a part of the team, showing that support if they can't get there, but also if they can. We want to see great crowds at Paul Butcher Field on the lower campus of the University of Pikeville this spring. Looking forward to the softball season. You bring a great resume. We look forward to seeing your team on the field. Reckless. I like it. And we'll be out there this spring. Best of luck to you this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it.
First victory, it's got to be over the weather. The UPike softball team will be on the field soon as we can beat the weather in that first one. Thanks so much for tuning in to this edition of Where the 99 Leads. Today we talk about spring sports. Thanks to head baseball coach Chad Gassman and head softball coach Christine Sheridan, our guest on this edition of Where the 99 Leads. Of course, talking UPike athletics. This program brought to you by the University of Pikeville, the leading university of Central Appalachia. I'm Andrew Joyce. Thanks for tuning in.